Sorry, I was trying to change music. Apparently, my music player decided to turn itself off. Start on over. I have to go ass snake. That's annoying. Okay, this is Fatman InParadise. It's going to be once again in paradise. That's bloody annoying. Well, I'm back here with the traffic for change. It's a nice group, honestly, but it's mostly Hawaiian nationalists, which for the most part don't mind too much. But again, as I've said before, and I'll state again and again and again until people start realizing I'm being 100% serious, every argument for Hawaiian sovereignty is a moot. Yes, America broke their word. They betrayed the Hawaiian people, and it was made a protectorate under false pretenses. It was wrong. And it's one of the greatest sins the United States has ever made. One. Not the. Not even remotely close. Sin as in something that could have been avoided with more forethought and honesty, but was not because of bad actors. And, quite simply, they didn't need to. I forgot my nose. There we go. Now I feel more like myself. There we go. With Hawaiian people just being, another conquered nation, much like the every single Native American tribe and nation. Not a pleasant thing. It just is. Do I wish it was different? Sometimes. Then I remember some of the Hawaiian traditions back then. And then I kind of temper my statements. There you go. Hi. Wave hi to the internet.
Hi, this is the 4th of July, but it's not a holiday here because this is not America. This is Hawaii, a place illegally occupied by America.
Now here's the thing. Every argument for the sovereignty of Hawaii is moot.
Everyone?
Every single one. You want to know why?
Nope.
You
can do more research to discover legal documents?
Yes, all of them are moot because they're all with the Hawaiian royal bloodline, which is dead. Until someone steps forward. No, go ahead and research it. They're all based on the original treaty between Captain Cook and the Hawaiian people. They're all moot until someone comes forward and is ready to be the target for assassination.
I have someone you should interview.
Let's come on. I'll pull over here.
Yeah. Come on.
Can you please hold on to my phone to the DJ? Oh, shoot. Sorry. DJ.
Hey. Okay. Uncle Daniel Anthony, he's gonna be great for you, okay?
Shoot.
I'll wait right here.
Oh, I love that. Hey, where's that taxi rider following behind us? How about let's go, because he's behind us. Hold on, 5 minutes.
Yeah, but he should talk to Daniel.
Okay. So, the thing I will say, Uncle Daniel, he's gonna be coming back. He's just gonna go a loop around and he'll be back. So he's a good person to interview if you want to hang around. There are plenty of other people to talk to.
Shoot.
The thing with the bloodline, though, I do have to add, is that blood quantum is a colonial concept used to minimize...
Doesn't matter.
Would you like me to finish my sentence?
Go ahead. Go ahead. No problem.
So, blood quantum is something that colonizers use to diminish the amount of data people so that they can maximize the amount of land that they can claim and diminish claim to it.
May I explain why you're incorrect?
No,
on the
but
world
you can
state,
talk to Uncle Daniel.
on the world stage, it's based on laws and treaties. And law for here in Hawaii was all based on the ownership by the Hawaiian monarch who owned all the land. They were usurped. Don't get me wrong. I completely agree with that statement. It was wrong. But the treaty and all the laws for the Hawaiian royal monarchy stated the Hawaiian royal family owned all the land. When they were disposed of through extremely underhanded methods, and methods that I honestly believe hurt America and the ideals of America that I stand for, where it was wrong. But what?
I said I didn't want him to open his door.
Oh yeah, no worries, bro. But that's the sad part.
Uncle, you're gonna really enjoy talking to Uncle Daniel.
You're welcome, but it still comes down to that fact. No
I
one's.
gotta get going. I appreciate your time, man, and Uncle Daniel's gonna be awesome. Okay?
No problem.
Fatman, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
All right,
God
I'll
bless.
see you around.
That was not supposed to be in my face like that.
You just come back and talk to Daniel.
All right. I was just gonna wait. I'm not go. I only have to get back home before midnight, before sundown, so I can celebrate 4th with my family.
He'll come back. He'll be here. That's the guy you want to talk to.
But the thing is, all the laws, all the treaties, internationally, doesn't matter here in Hawaii, internationally are based on the bloodline of the whole Kamehameha family. And until someone steps forward and has the Kamehameha name and has the bloodline to prove it to the other nations, it's sad, but it's gone. I wish it was different. Don't get me wrong. I wish it was different, because the way it was handled hurt the honor of the American people. And I am a descendant of patriots that are mad about that.
No one is trying to pick a fight with you. He's not on my side.
Take that off again. Darn it. Oh yeah. Until someone comes up with an argument against that, you're going to have arguments against the bloodline and bloodline levels, but the entire point is, how's it, brah? I'm Fatman InParadise.
Fatman InParadise, aloha.
Yeah.
Any questions about what's going on over here today?
No, I was just talking to people who want to come over. I don't want to interfere. I think it's wonderful that you celebrate your culture. I think it's wonderful. I encourage you guys to do so. It's just the sad thing is the Kingdom of Hawaii is gone.
Okay, so the problem is, it's a lie that it's gone.
Okay, can I tell you my reasoning?
Well, I mean, history. So if you know your history.
Yes, I know the history about it. But here's the thing: it doesn't matter. The Hawaiian culture history doesn't matter on the international.
I'm not talking about cultural history. I'm talking about legal history, right? In order for a government to pass its governance over to another government, there needs to be what's called a treaty of annexation. All right, that's how America got Louisiana, all the Louisiana
yes,
purchase,
and they
purchased it from either they annexed it through treaty from either France or Mexico or Russia or how we got
Spain yes, so I understand all of that.
There was never a treaty of annexation between the United States of America and the Kingdom of Hawaii. Because of that, there was never ever. They tried twice, 1898 and 1896 and 1898. They tried twice, right? Please forgive me if I get those two dates wrong. I know they failed.
No problem. I understand.
Right? They failed to receive the votes that they needed. So what they did is they had something called the Newlands Resolution. The senator from Nevada, right, Newland, says that, hey, we need Hawaii. We need Hawaii. And so what do? They made a lie. They say they passed a resolution which has no power outside of the jurisdiction of the United States of America, right? Outside of its borders, no, has no power. But they made it this big ceremony. They handed this piece of toilet paper, right, to
defecated paper. Yes, we understand. I understand that.
So no treaty annexation.
That doesn't matter.
No America.
You want to know why that doesn't matter?
Why does that matter?
Because all of the international treaties from the Kingdom of Hawaii are all based on the Hawaiian bloodline of Kamehameha.
No.
Go read them. I mean, to the other countries. The other countries recognize the Kamehameha family and the kingdom and the royal line of Kamehameha. They do not recognize any other family. And because of that, what happens if you try to enforce what you're saying? What happens is that this no longer becomes even a protector of the United States, and other countries will invade.
Right. We were a neutral country.
That doesn't matter. No, think about the world stage as it is. We have Russia, China trying to start World War III.
That's right.
Individually.
The United States military being here makes us a target.
Okay.
When Pearl Harbor happened, they weren't mad at Hawaiians.
Do you know what an ICBM is? Do you know what an ICBM is?
What is ICBM?
It stands for International Intercontinental Ballistic Missile. Having here in Hawaii, there are ICBMs. They say there isn't. They're lying through their teeth. I understand the American government.
But that's another thing. That missile tracking system, bullshit.
No,
ICBM. That freaking dome thing. It doesn't even work. It spends most of the time in port. And then it's okay. So
that's not what I'm talking about.
Our missile defense system. The last test we had.
ICBM are not defense systems. They are attack weapons.
Okay, I know. So it's meant to shoot another missile out of the sky.
No.
Right.
No, ICBMs are to destroy your enemy. What they do is they shoot up at a target in the sky, and then they release the engines turn off, and you cannot track it unless you have a laser pointed right at it, following, and you know how it took off. And even then, with the wind shear, you lose track of it if you're not careful, because it actually cools down. There's no heat, and the only thing happens is only time you'll be able to see it is when it lands and goes off. Okay. And all of our nuclear warheads currently are based off that system. Hawaii, having ICBMs here in Hawaii, and actually just having control of the state of Hawaii, means that China and Russia cannot have ICBMs that can make it all the way to Washington, D.C. Oh, yes.
You know what?
ICBMs can actually be fired from here and go all the way to Washington or all the way to India. It's terrifying. Don't get me wrong.
If America's not here, do they have any reason to send those
Yes,
ICBMs?
because China wants to rule the world. Same with Russia.
And they're going to.
No, they're not. Not with as long as America keeps at least pays lip service to freedom. Because there are people.
I'm sorry, but
don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I know. I know. Most of it's a lie.
Upon the backs of my ancestors.
My ancestors too.
Even my current.
Okay, my ancestors too, dude. Just because I'm pale, I'm Romani, dude.
American by force. Baby, can I see that flag, please? American by force. That's
okay.
When our flag flies above.
Okay, now here's the thing. Here's the thing. You think you could be an independent Hawaiian nation could be independent away from other countries? Do you want to? No, I mean, if the United States military left here, you think they would actually leave you alone for 5 minutes?
Who? The U.S. military?
No, I mean other countries.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
China would come in here in 5 minutes. Why? Because they've said so. Okay. I'm not joking. They have said so in their international relations to other countries that if America ever pulls back from Hawaii, they will come in here, invade, and kill the Hawaiian people. Well, they will not. They will do a genocide.
Good luck with that.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I completely support the whole protecting your homes, 100%. I am a traditional American. I am descended from patriots from the founding.
Everybody's like, there's too much interest. So maybe not Hawaii alone, but we have a lot of.
Unless you have some type of service here in Hawaii that makes you independent and worthwhile for other countries to keep you independent, there's nothing there. So if you had suddenly like a quantum gate here, or had a perfect,
like we're still the center point, right? Without the Jones Act. As long as
I hate the Jones Act. I burned that.
Yeah, so I mean, without the Jones Act in place, but you know, hey, those motherfuckers ain't gonna fucking let go of that, right?
I know. I'm working on that.
Everybody I know that's like that stands up against the Jones Act, bro, they get death threats.
I know. I get them regularly from both parties, even though I'm Republican.
So, yeah. I mean, Jones Act is gone. Hey, guess what, everybody? Free trade.
I would rather that. I don't like having China come in, but you know what? I'd rather have all of it come in at once than what's happening with the Jones Act, because what they're doing is completely screwing over the economy and the people who live here.
personally,
personally, I wish there was
okay with some Yeah, I would be okay with a maybe like you know how Western Samoa and American Samoa
Protectorate statute.
Yeah.
That's called being a
maybe
protectorate.
Like, all right, maybe we give America the Oahu or something.
Well, the thing is, here's the thing.
They keep Oahu.
I would love to. What I would love to do is take one island, preferably the Big Island, personally, and give it, make it the Hawaiian National Peoples, like the Native American reserves. It would be your island. Well, thing is, no, I said like it.
Okay.
As because they are independent nations therein of, but they still have voting rights in America. I want you to have the rights that the American citizens have of specifically the Bill of Rights, the freedom, ability, free speech, so you can actually still say.
We had all that stuff. We had.
I'm sorry, that's not. Go read your history about what Kamehameha did to his dissenters. That was nasty. Don't get me wrong. I think it was awesome. He was nuts. I love the story of Kamehameha.
We're looking at Kamehameha, but we're looking since 1850. We've been a constitutional monarchy. And that constitution
not a problem. I think that's awesome.
To include like universal suffrage.
And they also censored out individuals who were dissidents.
Or you know, hey, nobody's perfect, right? No. So
I'm not complaining about that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to meet the halfway. What happened was wrong, and what I would love to do is have make one island, preferably the Big Island because it's the biggest, and make it the Hawaiian National Royal National home for the Hawaiian people, and they would be there, and they can make their own laws. The only 10 laws you have to abide by are the Bill of Rights. Outside, otherwise, that's it.
I mean,
that's it, and you still have voting privileges in the United States, unlike Samoa.
Put it down, put it away, whatever.
Because I also want to make Samoa have. I want to give Samoa the vote.
It's interesting. I enjoy your opinion. Thank you for being respectful of and listening.
I love it. I love it. This is what we need. We can't let the people be bad about it. Bad actors.
Hey, we can agree to disagree, you guys.
You know,
and this brother, he always welcome in my house. You hear me?
God bless.
Bro, come over my house for dinner anytime, bro.
Sure. You'll be out in Waianae. You come say hi to me, okay?
Yeah, that kind.
I live in Waianae side.
Okay. But I'm gonna be an American bashing pro-Hawaiian, and you know, he can, and you know, my father spent 21 years in the military, and you know what, and I love the fraternity. I respect the fraternity. So any of you service people, past, present, or future, thank you guys. I admire and appreciate what you guys do.
The commanding people, officers can go run through a cornfield backwards.
Yeah, that's just the thing.
But that's politics. Yeah, politics. Poly meaning many, ticks meaning blood-sucking parasites. Yeah, that was a bad joke.
Yeah, that's right.
Poly is Latin.
Politics. I get it.
Poly is Latin. So I love it.
Yeah, well, yeah. Like never mind. Polynesian or polyamorous or whatever.
Yeah.
Like that.
I don't care. I'd love to have a meet in the middle because
I don't know.
Strategically,
there's a lot of eha.
I know.
There's a lot of hurt. You know what I mean?
That's the reason why I think there should be
generational trauma.
There should be reconciliation, not reparation. It should be reconciliation.
Everybody's trying to meet in the middle from a point where it's already here. You know what I mean? It's like okay, we bought this island or this that for 80 is like the equivalent of like $80-something thousand. So if they wanted to give us reparations now, right? Okay, we're gonna settle.
Reparations is the bad idea because what they're trying to do is bribe you. Yeah. I don't want that. I want reconciliation, where people are both sides are accept the meeting in the middle.
Well, we need control of our natural resources,
absolutely,
natural and cultural resources. Period.
Absolutely. Yeah. But the only thing that about being here with the United States military is it keeps China and Russia from doing it. And honestly, China has done genocides and still are doing genocides right now.
You know, put a gun in every single freaking Hawaiian's hand.
Absolutely. Yes.
I dare. You know,
I have an extreme view on that.
And you know,
gun restriction laws are racist.
Yes, I believe it. Hell yes, they are. Hell yes, they are. And you know what? Hey, I am pro-gun. You know, absolutely. You know, and that's the problem. And the Hawaiian people, they haven't been around it enough. They don't know what to do with it.
Here's my solution. To graduate high school, a national requirement, gun safety course.
Okay, you know what? How about a national requirement like armed service? You know what I'm
well, things not even armed service.
Mandatory military service.
Just 2 years service. Like what they do,
like Korea,
South Korea. What they do is a 2-year service. And thing is, you can do service in industry but for the nation state and understand what the privileges and how you got the privileges.
That's my beautiful wahine over there.
Oh, beautiful. I love the dances.
Beautiful song.
My family has loved Hawaii since my parents moved out here the first time.
You know, I don't know. It's so hard to explain to somebody like looking at some things that it seems to us superficially. You know what I mean? Like while we all have valid points and we're entitled to our opinion, like like, please come to my house, bro. Let me show you my whole keep. Let me show you my
Yeah.
aloha, and let me get your hands turned down into our soil. And so my pico, my belly button was attached to my mother, whose belly button attached her to her mother, to her mother, to her mother, and we follow our genealogy all the way back to Mother Earth, right? So like we don't like our relationship to these islands is not like, oh, we can we'll give you this, we'll give you that. No, like that's like prostituting not only a family member, but an elder, my eldest elder.
That's the reason why I want to get. I want to not give back, not give, but return the Big Island to the Hawaiian people. That is my solution. That's my big ass. Because
sands of my birth are here.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And
I understand I'd love to do Oahu, but Oahu is such a strategic place. We get practicality. That's my entire first thing.
Oahu, give us the rest of that.
Yeah, honestly, we holified already.
Thank you so much.
We've holified already.
Hey, you have to forgive me, bro, for calling you a troll.
No problem. I'm not a troll. I'm a clown.
Right.
Now, honestly, here's the thing. Awesome. I'm actually in the Republican Party and actually a representative of District 44 in Waianae.
Oh yeah. Hey, awesome. Hey, you know you're friends with my man. He's the only Republican in our Senate. So what's his name? Kurt Favela.
Yeah, he thinks I'm annoying.
Yeah,
I called him out by saying when the Republican Party, and I cannot abide by that.
I mean, I don't know. Like, personally, I'm a Kane, and that
you can have your own choices with that, but I can't.
I'm a man. And you know what? And like, despite what my beliefs are, I have no right to tell another human being what to do with their body.
But what about the body of the little being inside?
And that's between them and God.
Right. The thing is, my entire point is that we call it murder and murder. And here's the thing: in California, if a guy if a person hurts a pregnant woman and kills her and the child, it's considered a double homicide.
Right.
But if she decides not to.
Everybody, please forgive me. I know I stay my model, and I stay doing this, but I'm a smoker.
Crush? Not. I sometimes use vape, but that's mainly because I need to wake up at certain times when I driving.
Okay.
It gives me.
Do you have a lighter, matches, a couple sticks I can rub together to make it fire?
Give me a second. Is my lighter in here? Let me check another pocket.
It's a good thing to have. You know, like so. I mean, I was just with a wonderful serviceman. You know, he spent 9 years as a ranger, right?
Yep.
He was medically discharged. He was falsely accused of selling secrets to somebody, right? And it turns out after 4 months in solitary confinement in a federal prison, it was his ACO. It was CO. Right? This guy's a captain. You're gonna let him just.
Yeah.
So
my dad was able to.
Schizophrenia, and guess what?
That's messed up. My dad ran into stuff like that. My dad was in the Navy.
I don't know.
Aloha.
I'm Nani. Nice to meet you.
I'm Fatman. I'm doing a podcast right now, so you are on video. So if you don't want to be,
Video or audio?
Video and both. So we're just talking about this things and how I wish there was different about the Hawaiian Kingdom and stuff.
In history, but I think we're both pretty.
Yeah, we're both agreeing that it was that what happened to the Hawaiian Kingdom is tragedy. I wish it was different, and I wish we can. And I want to stop having tragedies on top of tragedies.
Right. Yes.
To paraphrase Jordan Peterson, why do we add more on top of more?
Right.
So, now my problem is, as a practical person, the Hawaiian Islands have to be occupied by what is going to be occupied, and have to be occupied by one country, one or another. China will genocide the Hawaiian people. They say so in public discourse to every other country that they will just
right now.
Honestly, at least you know who.
The way our
at least you know you can bribe.
Yeah. Oh my God. You're right.
With the American government, the Patriots, and then right next to them, you get the guy you can honestly pass a couple of let things slide.
I mean, by the way, if you ever want to get an interview with somebody who could really help shed some light, is really knowledgeable. That lady in the front of that right there, Helani Sonoda Pali, guys, she's really awesome. Mm-hmm. Please don't troll her or anybody.
Oh no! I only troll people who are deliberately mean and want to come up it. And don't. My problem is my family love playing a game called the insult game, where we go back and forth with insults until one person chokes. They lose.
I have to show everybody my good side. You know?
Yeah, we already saw it twice. We saw it twice. The first and last. yeah.
I know, guys.
For me, like how you said earlier, like China is gonna probably want to control.
So that's real.
America.
My plan for reconciliation is, and not reparation, because reparation is wrong, because that's bribing people out of what was done to them.
Yeah.
Reconciliation, my big ass is the entire Big Island, for the Hawaiian people, like the Native American reserves, but with only one thing: voting rights in America. The reason why, so you have it, because you're gonna still be protected.
If you want to be an American, be an American.
Well,
If you want to be a
it's-
Hawaiian, be a Hawaiian. We need our kingdom back. America needs to follow the rules of the kingdom because it's still in continuity.
Actually, that's where I said to him, there's one problem. All the contracts and laws for international purposes was with the commitment of royal family.
And that still is in continuity.
You have to have someone step forward with the bloodline who's willing to go through a genetic test.
And what do they mean? How are they going to
There's
test
a whole
this?
bunch of people that
Well,
are.
the thing is, there's a ratio, and yes, they'll go by numbers. It has to be higher than 25%, if I remember right.
What do you mean?
Again, that's their rules.
Yeah, that's beside the point. That's the only way. The only way.
Apology, the resolution.
Yeah, that's the only way. That's the only way. The thing is,
She's all
that's
right.
Right.
the thing is, that's the thing is, that would be a big ass. But the thing is, practicality, practical wise, no worries. Practically wise, the Hawaiian nation has to have a protectorate, be under a protectorate. Otherwise, China's going to come kill all of you, and Russia's
Well,
going
you know what? They're going to have to.
Russia's just going to bring vodka and everything, and honestly make things even worse because they don't care about the drugs and for the people.
You know what? Our people though had such a great camaraderie with the rest of the countries that I think our aloha will actually overpower all of that.
Well, the problem is the rest of the country. That was back then. Nowadays, China owns most of the other countries.
I think it can still.
Practically speaking, I don't see it.
I'm optimistic about.
I'm glad you have optimistic, but my problem is the Chinese CPP has said that they'll kill you.
You know what?
They've also said that they're going to bomb us.
But
They
you know,
haven't
but
done
That's
that
right.
yet.
listen, but we have the right to choose that. We should have the right to choose that. Like when it's like statehood. Like
Okay, now,
they say,
on that principle.
when we voted for statehood, there was either stay as a territory and be unrepresented, be taxed without representation, right, or become a state. There's supposed to be three. They're supposed to be independent.
Well, the problem was it was already past that point because the military power they were beginning the superpowers at that
The
time.
problem was.
Now the thing is
they
about
did
having
not
this.
include the Hawaiian people. They included all the foreign people for that voting.
Well, I'm not just saying that.
Our kingdom rules.
As I
Not
said,
American rules.
that's what. The reason, no. The reason here's the reason they do it that the ruling class in the reserves are the ones who keep screwing over their people. Now, reason why I want to set up like in that manner because it gives the leadership of the Hawaiian people the choice. Now, if they screw over the Hawaiian people, that's a self-government thing. That's where you guys get to have that choice.
I mean, it was like-
but that's the reason why I want to have it the Big Island, gives you the most amount of land, the most amount of everything that out of all of the islands.
I mean,
Most amount of resources, everything.
One thing is like Trump,
He screwed everyone. I loved it. I loved it.
No, so I did too. I was like, you know, I love presidents and stuff that fuck up America. You know what I mean? 'Cause I mean, hey, it's just makes it easier for us. I think.
I would love to talk to you some more.
Oh,
We
so you can look.
have other kuleana
You can look
that
me up
we
on
take care of.
Facebook, on YouTube.
Yeah.
Fatman InParadise.
Yeah.
Fatman is one word. InParadise
I will
is one
tell
word.
you this: we are not Americans. We
Well,
are not Americans.
Yeah.
We are not Americans.
You can
we
assert-
will never be Americans.
You can assert
we
that
will
all you-
die as Hawaiians.
Ew.
Haunani Trask.
Now, I respect that resolution. Now, I do. I respect that resolution.
I'll leave it as that, and that's.
And I also now do you accept my practical arguments about the different
I
countries?
understand that. I can't say that I accept it. Yes.
Okay, that is something I would appreciate. I appreciate.
Mahalo. You have a great day.
You too. God bless.
Aloha, God bless.
And if I can just say something that I do agree upon, as long as the powers, let's be practical, they're in charge,
Right.
They despite what the laws are supposed to be and how they're supposed to be followed,
Right.
If they're not being followed and
That-
the power
that's
is being held over us, like we still need a say, right?
Right.
And so
That's the reason why I want voting rights in
voting
America.
Voting rights in America, right? So,
And you have your own senator, your own representative in the House of Representatives. Period.
Alright.
Independent from everyone else.
Alright.
And that's what I want that for every Native American reserve as well. Because I want them to have proper representation as a people.
we did, but I mean, before Hawaii became a state, before all that, like, we had people that represented us in the United States, and you know what? Unfortunately,
They were underhanded scumbags.
well, I mean,
I know my history.
They had no power. You know, there's still the whole racial thing back then.
Yeah, I have my issues. As I said, tragedy on top of tragedy, it just begets more tragedy. And that's the reason why I want reconciliation. And the reason why I have it there on the Big Island, again, most amount of land, most amount of resources, as long as you guys take care of it properly, you could have your own beautiful kingdom, and being a green isle beyond everything else, become the jewel that America goes, look, we don't even have to cultivate it. It does it by itself. We just make sure that no one else stomps on it. And that's what I would love to have for the Hawaiian people. And for all the Native American tribes. Uncle Mo, a friend of mine, I call him Uncle Mo. He was the chief for the Suquamish Indian tribe. I knew when I was up in Washington as a kid. He was a good man, and that's when I started learning about how really screwed over they got. I came here and I went, wow, didn't change much. And I saw how it was happening, and I went, it was really screwed up. But then I saw the practicality of it at the time, because as I say, nothing exists in a vacuum. A vacuum is an artificial thing. Nothing else exists in there like that. So if we're going to make our decisions political-wise, we have to see it as a world at large. Otherwise, we do a disservice not just to us, but to the people we're representing and trying to take care of. And I wish it was otherwise. I really wish it was. I wish that we had a utopia that was much better than what we have. But this is the closest we've gotten so far. And taking it apart before and not trying to fix it, like a lot of the people over the BLM, the Bowel Movement Matter riots. Sorry, they're destroying people's lives.
Like, for you blue-blooded Americans out there, we love our country as much as you love yours.
Amen.
And we are. And I'm willing. I cannot speak for everybody. I'm willing to die. You know, to my last breath. I'm gonna aloha aina. That means I share and sacrifice a breath of my life every time I say that word with you, with whoever I say it to, and that aloha not only goes out to people, it goes to my aina, to my land. In fact, the word aina, it's much more than that.
It's more than just the physical land. It's the actual spirit of the land that is there. It's the reason why I love different languages other than English. English is a very literal language. The problem is English is very bad at trying to communicate concepts. Like when I say cojones, I don't mean just testicles. I actually mean the fortitude. The fortitude to be able to stand forward in front of an army and say, "Screw you!" like 300, the movie 300, and the Spartans. They just stood there. They just stood there and no. And when they said they're going to shoot enough arrows to block out the sun, the Spartans looked back and replied, "Oh, well, at least they get to fight in the shade."
Yeah.
I'm like, holy crap! That's I love it. That's the original form of trolling. Love the Spartans. Crazy mother. Oh my good lord! Do you understand how they train their kids? From birth, from the moment they were even before they stopped suckling, they started training them by making them fight and be out in the cold constantly. And keep in mind, Spartans didn't wear a little codpiece. All they wore was a cape and a helmet. That's it. And I'm like, a little chilly, you don't think?
Yeah, But it was probably swinging that thing like a weapon too.
Oh yeah, I mean, it was the testosterone off the charts there.
I know.
If you go look at the old paintings from that survived, it's nuts.
I mean, and that leads me to think about what are the attributes of a warrior. I think one that is
infinite resolve, the love, there's
infinite resolve, and how about restraint?
As I said, infinite resolve, to be able to hold the line and not push past it, to be the protector and the destroyer if need be, but only if need be. And that's the definition of a good warrior, or even better, a good man. Yeah. There's a saying from one of my sci-fi shows: "Demons run, devil hide when a good man goes to war." Because they are the most terrible. The last time a good man went to war was when World War II, and Nagasaki and Hiroshima disappeared. I don't like that. I don't want that to happen again. That's the reason why I'm out here making myself known, trying to have resolutions and reconciliations. Because if it keeps going down, history is going to rhyme once more. Not repeat, rhyme, and the good men are going to come back out and start protecting their own. And I'd rather have an idiot out here like myself. I really am. I call myself a professional idiot. I'm a clown. Go figure, right? No, seriously, that's my normal job. I'm a clown. And now I'm in politics because, wow, what's the difference? And it's just trying to get people to listen to the middle ground. I'm a centrist. I'm not really a Republican, but the Democrat Party just literally screaming all the other direction. Is like Republicans, you know, most of them are, what was it, ambivalent on pro-choice now. I find that distasteful. But you know, I can live with the entire point with it as of right now because I can't, as an individual, change it. Because again, that's my personal view, and I'm not going to force it on other people. If people ask me, I tell them straight to their face what I think it is.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is, I'm also much more libertarian on different views. With drugs, I think most drugs should be legalized to a point, or specifically decriminalized.
Yes.
But could become.
It's a mental health issue.
Well, the thing is, I think it should be.
That's racist too.
It can be used because it was originally marketed towards a minority specifically to control them. Yes, I understand that. I saw the history. I read the history. It was messed up. That was certain people that did that, and it prolificated into all the different cultures.
It's still happening over here.
Oh, dude, I know about it. I live in Waianae. The pigeon slips out every once in a while. I try to say it's so most people understand. I'm doing the podcast. I'm trying to make so everyone can still understand me.
Hey, guys, no worry. You guys can understand this. Yeah, good.
Yeah, but
oh yeah. Oh wait, hold on.
I love listening. I love listening to that language.
So anyways, there's ahuiho, malamapono, kia kuapu.
But keep an ear out for me, especially in the political world. They'll probably call me Thomas Fat Man Ryan.
All right.
God bless.
Amen. God bless you, brother. Aloha.
And yeah, keep in mind, I'm always going to try to look for reconciliation, not reparations, because I want everyone to go home and stop hating. Yeah. That's what I want. I want the hate to stop.
Well, you know what? I judge a person because of their
actions. That Martin Luther King Jr. Yeah. God bless that. I think he should be out of the Catholic Church should recognize him as a saint already. It's taken too bloody long.
As far as the institution, as far as the corporation goes, my middle finger is current. Mahalo.
Look up Tom McDonald. He's a rapper.
Yeah.
You'll love him.
Yeah.
You'll love him. Just listen to his words. He's nuts. God bless, bye. And may you have a prosperous day. Anyway, I lift up all good actors. That's the reason why I stopped and talked to you and interviewed you. I wanted your voice to be heard out there. God bless. And thank you for talking. Too many people see my pals again and go, oh, stupid haliba. Alright, I got to get home. Oh, gotta get my sign. Alright. I guess I'm gonna end there. So this is gonna be Fatman InParadise signing off. That's one thing I want this 4th of July to really mean this time around. Reconciliation, not reparations, not getting my payback, but getting justice. What is just? What is good? So, in parting, I will always say this. Vaya con Dios, and viva Cristios.